Hey everybody, Kenny Conklin here from ModelBuilderInternational.com, and off to another part for building the Kazon Torpedo. I think this is part 8. I wasn't going to do this, but I figured you might want to see what's going on with the thruster that I was doing. So let's bring you, let's see, here I am, and here is the torpedo. And let's see what we got going on over here. I'm trying to get myself situated so we can do this at the same time. Okay, so if you remember, I put in the piece of diffusion over here between the thruster that's on the body and then the main cone. Now I sprayed primer over it to see, you know, any mistakes or anything like that. Nothing major, exactly where I thought it would be. The only thing is this diffusion doesn't hold paint. As soon as I put paint on there, it was off, which, like I said, is no big deal. Now, if I can only focus, what I did was I masked off both sides of the part that I don't want Bondo to get on, because I really don't want to mess up all the detail that's on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put Bondo in here and get that to shape. Now if you want, you can I've done it before, build it up in small layers. This way you don't have a heaping mess. Of Bondo. Just slap it on there. Me and my brother used to do this a lot. We used to help a guy do cars up in Corona, Queens, and it was quick body work. A lot of spot putty, a lot of the 2-part putty, and then I went to work for Cadillac for a while, and not a lot of putty there. That was replacement parts and doing everything the right way. So I just want to slap this guy in there. And what's going to happen is once this dries, I'll pull off the tape and see how the shape came out, which, like I said, I'm not too worried about. I'm just trying to get enough putty in there so I can, not even putty, Bondo, I can get it to shape and the shape that we want it, and we can try to get rid of that crazy light leak. So we'll let this guy dry here, and then we'll come back and pull the tape off and see what we got and show you that. So we'll be back, and probably it's going to take probably like 15 minutes to a half an hour where I can play with it. So we'll see you in a little while. Okay, so here's our Bondo all nice and dried up. I took the masking tape off it, and this is what we're left with. The band around here. Now, when you do this, if you're doing it for the first time, don't be like, mother effing Kenny, what did you do? Because of the masking tape, when you put it on, the lip of the Bondo or putty that you're using is going to be bigger than the piece you're working with. That's where the sandpaper comes in and all that other stuff, and we'll sand it down and get it to where it's got to be. So don't get frustrated. Don't go throwing the model around and bashing it up against walls. Just take your time. Get something scrap and you know, practice on that before you start throwing it on here. And you know, you're not going to mess anything up. It's just plaster. Just sand it down. Try not to sand your detail out, and if you do sand some detail out, all you got to do is scrap it back in. Just take your time, that's all. Don't get frustrated. If you feel like you're getting frustrated, put the sucker down for a while and then come back to it later on. Go watch a movie, do something. While this was waiting to dry, I was watching Ink Master. And this is the other thing I like to use too, because I sprayed it with some primer to see where the light leak would be through the diffusion. I shove inside the little cone, which is probably going to be a pain in the neck to get out right now, but it will come out, is I like to use good old silly putty, the stuff we used to use for newspaper cartoons, throwing it on there and peeling it off and seeing the cartoon on the silly putty. But it comes in great handy. See, silly putty comes in handy for certain things, like on my Humvee that I made, the one that I used in the Army. I used this stuff, the silly putty, to mask off all the camouflage lines and do the three-tone camouflage on that. Unfortunately, somebody broke that model on me and it's gone. So I'm going to sand this down and then I'll come back and I'll show you what we got. Okay, so I got her sanded down, got rid of the lip that was there from the Bondo, and what you want to do is try to follow the contour of the two parts here. It's kind of hard with it rounded, but it takes patience and a little bit of practice. And this isn't a race, guys. You don't have to fly through it, because what's going to happen is you're going to go crazy sanding, and you're going to lose all your Bondo. You're going to think there's Bondo there just because of the color, but it's going to turn out to be really thin. Now, it looks good now until I throw primer on here again to see what's messed up, see how well it came out, and if there's any more Bondo I have to put on here or any more sanding. Now, the next thing I want to do with this guy is I want to take the LED and I want to pop it in here to see. I want to check and see how my line is. Now that's what I'm looking for, me personally, on this, because if I could keep the LED in the hole. That's what she said. Anyway, that's my nephew's favorite line. If you see the dark line, that's the Bondo, and that's covering up the diffusion that I had over there, and that the primer wasn't holding to that, so the Bondo is going to keep that covered and keep it light blocked. Now, I'm not worried about the light you see coming through the pieces, because on the back side in here it's white, it's not light blocked. I don't know why that happened. I don't know if I scraped it out by accident or something like that. I did something to it to mess it up though, and I gotta fix it. But yeah, that's what's going on with this. So, you know, if you're gonna do sanding and you're gonna do the Bondo, take your time. There's no rush. Don't get frustrated. Put it down if you do. It's, you know, this is our hobby. You don't, you know, if you don't really care what your model looks like and you want to bang it out and get it on the shelf, then do what you got to do. But if you're going to put the time and effort into your model, and you're going to light it, and you're going to rescribe, and you're going to do this and you're going to do that, you know, take your time. There's no rush. There's nothing that says you have to have it done in a month. Nothing says that you have to have it done in a year. Just take your time and do it when you can, and get it to the best that you can. Anyways, that's pretty much it for the night, and I think I'm gonna hit the bed, because I gotta be up in a few hours for good old worky work. And we'll turn this sucker around. You can see my floor, and woohoo, I'm in close again. And look, there I am with actually no hat on, not working on my models right after work, and I need a haircut. I'm starting to look like the professor from Simon Merck's videos. Well, anyway, thank you guys for checking out the video again, and sorry it was just about the side skirt, but I thought maybe you guys might be interested in that. Let me know if you guys don't want to see videos of everything that's going on, and you want to see like a whole chunk done and then on to the next chunk. I kind of like showing you everything step by step. I know it's a slow process, but that's how I get to work right now because of work, and then it takes me 2 hours to get home, and then dinner and this and that. I only get a little while at the table. So anyways, hope everybody has a good night, and I shall see you all soon. Take care. Bye bye.